So this video is basically most mechanics, they want to have their own toolbox. This is what my toolbox looked after I bought the top piece. I had my computer, my chargers, my DeWalt's. They were all on the top. The only thing is there was it looked really cool, but I'm pretty short. So my laptop was pretty high because the bottom is not a Craftsman. It was actually a different toolbox. And so I saw this thing, and it's basically 10 gauge wire, and then you wrap around in circles, depending on whatever you wrap it around in circles. You can make bigger circles or smaller circles, but it keeps all your wrenches in one plate. All right, so today, hopefully, I'm gonna turn this 10 gauge wire into a really cool organizer for my actual wrenches and stuff. My toolbox is a mess. I don't know what to do at work because there's shit everywhere, and it's really pissing me off. Pliers, I've ordered some pliers organizers, but hopefully this wire is gonna help me out fuck ton. And I had a really fat piece laying around in the backyard, and I took a knife and I cut it all off. And I only seen this once before in somebody else's toolbox, so I've never known what they use. So I have my blue point hammer, and I'm gonna try to wrap this wire around, and hopefully I can make a replica of what that guy had. If I can redo any part as far as making these circles, I would use a straight pipe or some kind of funnel that starts out skinny and then builds up to get bigger. That way I can just slide the circles from the wire, and I'm going to be redoing that. But yeah, totally bad idea using this hammer because it's thicker on one side and thinner on the other side. So it was really hard to come off. So as you can see, it's stuck, and it's gonna be, I think, about 10 minutes of this. So I'm gonna just crop this video because this was really annoying to try to get this off. Yeah, that was done. Here's part of it coming out, but I have to twist the front of it in order for me to get some slack out in the back of it and try to push it out, which was really tedious. And finally it came out, but really not liking the way this is coming out because it's all wavy looking. Maybe if I had something smaller. Smallest one I have is going to be this 10 mil. I think I'm going to use my finger kind of as a gauge for the small one. It's going to see where it fits like that, but it's, if you ever mess with this wire, it's the thicker it gets, the harder it is to manipulate it. And so far it's kind of hard to get it to get the shape that I want now that I kind of made it all look like a pigtail. Guess I use the back of these pliers. So I'm not the shape that I want. So this is one that I really like, this 14 mil. It's like really long, but I got it at a yard sale and it was like 50 cents. But ever since I got it, it's been my favorite, like 14 mil. It's because it's really long. It's longer than the other ones. And I lost my 14 mil. Pretty sure it was in a customer's car or somewhere. Take a trip down to Narnia. But it's not part of this set. It's still gonna go in like right after the 13, my 14 mil. So I'm gonna measure it one more time because I'm pretty sure that those bigger wrenches are gonna take up a lot more space. And they're gonna be a little bit more higher. So I'm gonna play it by ear instead of doing what I did earlier and just kind of wrap it all around the hammer and they're coming good. I'm really liking this. With these ones, I should have gone a little bit wider. I can, but I just have to compress all of them back. It has to be like one at a time from here on backwards. So as you can see, this thing is starting to take shape like really well. I think I'm gonna leave this lip right here that sticks out like that. I'm starting to like the way this looks, because in comparisons to the smaller one, it didn't come out that much. But I'm not gonna fix it right now at this point. I'm just gonna continue because it's already been done. Like the rest of it is this size. This is a 26 mil, 27 mil, 30. And the 32. Really neatly organized right now. That's a first, and I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I haven't had these this organized in like ever. Leave a piece going up. I think I'll start it. So I'm gonna do one solid piece. I gotta start it backwards. taking, yeah, close to 20 minutes, which was what I kind of was expecting to spend on here. And before I gotta take off, and do other stuff. And tomorrow I'm gonna kind of do like a walkthrough of my toolbox and how I'm planning to organize it by the end of the actual school year. Alright, so this is definitely the end of this. I'm finally getting to the last smaller circles that I will be doing for the smaller wrenches, and well, the finished product came out really good. I really like the way it looked, but it could be better. But for right now, for it being my first try and not actually having that much to go off of, I really like the end result. And yeah, this was it, and I hope it looks better in my toolbox, and it makes more room for me, and it cleans up a large portion of it so I can have another drawer or just another empty space. So this is how I generally start off my day, saying hi to the coffee gods. Thank you, and get my energy straight, and let's get ready to work. Alright, so this is how my toolbox looks right now, and hopefully it doesn't look like this when I'm done with it. Just gotta buy a couple more things and organize it. This looks like a pretty empty. Put a divider. This just made it, so okay, I'm gonna keep this one. This looks like garbage. I could fix this. Straight up garbage. Okay, now that you've actually seen what my drawers look like, I'm gonna go ahead and go into my third drawer where I have all my wrenches. I'm gonna remove everything. The first thing I thought about was actually removing my wrenches from the actual pouches and putting them here. The thing is, I only did one of these 10 gauge things, and the first one was really experimental, so I made it really big. So I was thinking that I would get all my ratchet wrenches out of the little pouches and into this holder, but after putting them in there, they both didn't fit, and I wasn't really digging the way it looked like. And I actually had like the blue pouches, so I'm reorganizing them like again, and I actually wind up sticking to actually leaving them all in the blue pouches. Alright, so now instead of actually taking them out of the blue pouches and having them set facing up on those that little rack that I made, yeah, I'm gonna put it all back together, and I've already set the other one on the top. I rolled up the blue pouch, and they roll up pretty cool, so I was thinking that was a plus that I didn't actually throw. So everything's fitting in the way I wanted to fit in there. The rack is actually working even better than I expected it. It cut that space almost in half, and I'm really liking the way that this drawer is looking, and I'm thinking about putting my multimeter stuff in there. So that would be my next step, to actually put my multimeter, my leads, my alligator clips, any other multimeter little pins that I have, or any electrical thing that that I own, I'm thinking about putting in this drawer. I'm really happy with the end product as far as the rack that I made, how I put my wrenches together, how I kept the blue uh, packaging for the ratchet wrenches, and how I got rid of the actual cornwall rack. I had that cornwall rack for a really long time when I first had those snap-on set, and it worked pretty good. But this other rack that I just made with the 10 gauge wire is actually saving a lot more space, and I really like the way it feels and looks. And I'm loving the space, how clean the drawer is. Organize this. So this is what my toolbox actually looks like prior to me organizing all the sockets and putting everything back together. I'm not really happy with it because it's the main drawer that I go into, and I can't find the sockets that I want. Basically, it takes me a little bit of time to actually look through my own sockets. So the first thing that I'll be buying is these mats. I really like the way that they leave a print of your actual tool that you have. So when you come back to the actual drawer, you open it up and you see a print of a tool that you have that's missing, you can put it right back or look for it. The second thing are these cobalt socket trays. They're under socket storage if you're looking for them at Lowe's, and they're really good. They're 6-inch by 17 and a quarter. These trays come with 4 rows, and the 4 rows you can fit in 20 quarter-inch drive, 30 3/8 drive, and another 30 half-inch drive. You can take the actual holders themselves. You can hit a clip on the end of them and take them off, so you can reorganize an entire tray to be quarter-inch drive or 3/8 drive or half-inch drive, which is what I'm doing with 2 V. It's kind of how I keep it organized. Do the sockets. This never looked this clean thanks to this. It was like, damn, I got all this extra space. It's gonna be all consolidated once I figure how to clean this drawer, and this will be my electrical drawer maybe, as far as multimeter, hammers, pliers. It's a half-inch drawer. So I get this and this together, and that looks like garbage. Well, I finally got to work on the top drawers and started taking off all the clips except the half-inch drives, and I started just putting all the half-inch drives in one, and there was just a lot of them. So I wound up getting 2 racks just for the half-inch drives, and even then I had those 2 racks. I still had a lot more things that I wanted to put in that rack. So then I went into my 3/8 drive. I emptied it out and I put in all my 3/8 drives, and all my quarter-inch drives. I got to those, but I still had another quarter-inch drive. I cut down all the mats and put them all in the actual drawers. All right, so this is kind of what I'm almost finished with. So far, the only one that I didn't get to was this one strip of sockets, like right here. They're still quarter-inch. These are all 3/8, but so far it looks badass. Way more cleaner than what I had it earlier. Second one, I need to do this with my other ones because it opened up this whole side, and I wound up putting my multimeter right next to my wrenches. And these are my ratchet wrenches, but they're in the pack, so I didn't want to take them off. And if I do, eventually they're gonna look like this, which should be like really easy to grab. This is easy to go, metric and standard on both sides. I like that. But that's all set. And this is my plier drawer. I'm almost done putting on pliers, but I gotta go home. This would be my 1/4-inch drives. I still have another rack with 1/4-inch, and I gotta put those pliers in the plier drawer. That drawer should be pretty empty. This is my 1/2-inch drawer, and this is all just 1/2-inch. Got another little rack here, but it's just mainly these 2 racks, and it's fairly empty, so I do see this in the future filling that up. And these pliers, I mean, fuck it, they can stay there. It's pretty empty, but I wanted to put them all in the plier drawer. Hammers, some pry bars, my soldering kit, little soldering stand, some load testing. It's a 175 amp load tester, pretty cool. Breather, iPro, hearing protection, and this is where I keep all my Phillips, and yeah, mainly Phillips screwdrivers, flatheads, knives, chisels, mainly chisels, and like putty knives. And this is where I keep all my Allens, some picks, and drill bits, and some lights. So my final drawer is going to be my power drawer. This is where I'll be cutting a piece of the back of the drawer and adding a little power strip that's going to be connected to the back. And I'm going to run down the wire through the back of the toolbox into another existing power strip that I'm going to make on the side of the toolbox. Mainly my DeWalt's are probably going to get consolidated into my socket drawers, the 1/4-inch and the 1/2-inch drives.